Number 2 on the restream. That's not number 2 to the washroom. Number 2 on the restream. I don't know if you got caught when I tried the first one up. Oh no, I think it was about 7 seconds. How do I stop it and how do I remove it? So that's the challenge of going live. But I am going to persist on getting used to this restream. And I was really thrilled because now as I continue with Charlie Chaplin's poem, today it is Love of Oneself. Thank goodness. I love this whole poem. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I've got it for all this week. But Charlie Chaplin continues, and I shall read it and then get into talking about it. As I began to love myself, I freed myself of anything that is no good for my health. Well, I'm almost going to get it all read before I comment, because I'm really, really, really in need of looking at my health from the point of food, of nutrition. I've got to get serious. COVID has all gone on my butt. But it's a good one, because if I start looking at my food choices and listening to the feeling of my body, I'm going to do that out of love for myself. Anyhow, I'll get back to here. As I began to love myself, I freed myself of anything that is no good for my health, which was food, people, that's been a big learning curve, things and situations, and everything that drew me down and away from myself. At first, I call this attitude a healthy egoism. And today I know it as love of oneself. Isn't that so true? First off, anything that is no good for my health. So here I am, Coach Sandra, compassionate queen of straight talk, looking at, okay, if I'm compassionate to me, I will look forward to not breathing in hard to get my genes to do up. Like, that's not loving myself. I guess for me, that's just sloppy eating, sloppy care of myself. How about you? What is it that causes you to either eat things that aren't appropriate for you, or maybe you're really a great on your diet and running off to the gym all the time, which I certainly am not, but what's driving you to it? So even if you are slim, trim, and fit, why? What's driving you? If you're driving yourself to be there, that's no different than me allowing myself to be this sloppy person that I'm not thinking is very clever. So if I'm driving myself, that means I'm going to have to put force in there. And that's easily why I can go back to my comfort zone. And comfort zone isn't always everything it's cracked up to be. So whether it's our language and our communication verbally, or our confidence in communication just in our behavior. See, communication is even our behavior, and particularly our behavior to ourselves, because once we love ourselves, truly understanding this is not about ego, once we just love ourselves, we will get rid of things that are harmful. Now it's saying here food, which kind of struck me, so that's where I'm looking at myself as, how am I choosing my food? Or half the time not even choosing my food, just eating what's in front of me because I'm alone. I don't need to worry about it. I'm not loving myself. But also, no good for my health would be people. What toxic people are you keeping around? And when you've got toxic people around where nothing is changing, it's causing us a reaction or a feeling of, oh, them again. You see what's happened, immediately can feel the downpull. And so I'm now choosing, if there's a downpull, I'm going to need to deal with that within the people. Now, if they're ready to grow, great. If that's where they're going to stay all the time, I don't need to stay around with them. they can do what they need to do for themselves. But that would be toxic for me just to say, I'm sure I can fix them. I'm sure I can get them awake. No, it's not my job. They have to want to awaken, and they might want some little ideas. But when they are ready, they will do it. And I can help with how to do it, but I can't do it for anyone. So anything that is no good for my health, which would be food, people, things, and situations. So the people and things and the situations almost are intermixed as well. We can think about clutter, for instance. I have paper clutter. I love my paper and my books. It becomes clutter until I start to organize them or clean them out. But if they're ones that really touch me and that I appreciate, and even seeing them there is like contacting a friend and having the conversation. See, I can sort out, does it bring me joy or drag me down? Joy or down, joy or down. So any book that just feels good, whether it's never opened again, but I see the spine and it makes me feel good, or it gives me a reminder that loves me, I can keep that. If I don't need it, I can pass it on so it's in better use. And everything that drew me down and away from myself. Do you have things like, I'm learning that the very simplest way for us to know when we're in communication with ourselves and therefore enjoy with others will be that moment by moment, moment by moment feeling. Are we feeling a little dragged down, or is it buoying us up? Down, up, down, up. We can feel it, but we have to start to be aware of it. So as I began to love myself, I freed myself of anything that is no good for my health. Food, people, things, situations, and everything that drew me down and away from myself. At first, I called this attitude a healthy egoism. Ego's tricky. Today, I know it is love of oneself. I'm going to leave it there. It's Coach Sandra, Compassionate Queen of Straight Talk. I love helping people speak up, show up, stand up in confidence. And that means in all of our fullness, in all of our life. You can do it. I can help. And please like, follow, and comment.